Okay, let's talk a little bit about some of the roster moves they've made. This comes from Dan in DC. Hey, Mary Kay, there are lots of reasons to feel good about lots of moves this offseason. Is there a position group you feel got worse compared to last season, or is there positivity to go around for every position on the team?
Well, there are a couple of positions, a few positions of concern. Okay. So one is kicker. I mean, they just have to hope that Cade York comes back and that he is a better kicker, especially at Cleveland Browns Stadium than he was last season. He's got to get that figured out. He's got to get that fixed. So that's one area where you still have to look at it. You can't have your kicker missing kicks or extra points or being a liability in any way. But now he's got a new special teams coordinator in Bubba Ventrone. And I think Bubba is going to work out those kinks. I really think that he's going to make sure that this is all going in the right direction. So I have faith in Bubba to get that right. The linebacker position, we don't know if that got better or not. It can get better by virtue of just guys coming back healthy. That's what they need. If all these guys come back healthy, then yes, their linebacker position will be better than it was last year because it was just attrition. Every week or two, somebody else was going down with another season ending injury. So that one, the jury is still out on that a little bit. Running back, we can't say yet that running back has gotten better because we know that Kareem Hunt and Dearness Johnson are both gone. And what we don't know yet is even though the Browns really believe that Jerome Ford is going to be something special, we haven't seen it yet enough out on the field to say, okay, the running back position is better. Not going to say it's worse, but we don't know yet if it will be better. It has the potential. Not sure about that one yet.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just kind of you either had concerns already, or guys have to prove it. So like kicker, like you mentioned, or maybe the depth is where you're looking. So the running back position might not be better. Maybe that is a position group that has gotten a little worse just because Kareem Hunt's gone, but you still have Nick Chubb at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback, like Jacoby Brissett's not your backup anymore. So is that better? Is Josh Dobbs going to be a better option? Are we even going to know? Is Deshaun going to play just every single snap, but we're never going to see Josh Dobbs? I don't know. But maybe that's an area that isn't better than last year. So I don't think there's any areas like at the top of the depth chart where I'd say this position group is at worst like the same as last year, if not better. But then you start to dig into the depth a little bit, and that's where you kind of start to say, okay, now you need Jerome Ford to step up, or you need Josh Dobbs to be a good, reliable backup. Things like that. I think that's kind of where you're looking if a position is going to be worse than last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do still have concerns about backup quarterback because even though we've seen some really good things from Joshua Dobbs, he still has to prove over time, uh, potentially, that he can go out and win a bunch of football games. That's what you're going to need if Deshaun Watson has an injury for any length of time. And nobody really knows that. I mean, Josh Dobbs looked good in the two games that he played for the Titans last year, but he hasn't won any games yet, and those were his first two starts in the NFL. So, I think that's a little bit of an area of concern. Now, hopefully for the Browns and hopefully for Deshaun Watson and for the Browns fans, Deshaun will stay completely healthy this year and it won't be an issue and nobody will have to know how good Josh Dobbs is or isn't. But that definitely is another area that you kind of have to look at and circle it a little bit and hope you're going to be okay.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and then we've got a few more Hey Mary Kay questions.